I haven't been around long enough to wait for those, but I was waiting for Old Man Logan and Kick-Ass were the ones that stuck out to me the most. I remember I'm so excited after reading Kick-Ass, and then I wait 2 or 3 months later, and then the next issue comes out. I'm like, by the time the next issue came out, I was like, what happened? I'm not interested enough. I lost my momentum. Yeah. I didn't want to reread the past issues just to find out.
It loses that excitement. So, with me, I got the longer stays with 3 years with Ultimate Wolverine vs. Hulk. I got the Ultimate.
Writing Lost, one of the best stories ever. Leaving me.
Well, I appreciate him writing Lost, but if he's going to take on a comic book, then he's going to commit. I don't want that. I'm going to do this. Oh wait, I'm busy. I'm going to go off and do something else now. So I love him in Lost. Don't get me wrong, Lost fans, but. Then you got All-Star Batman and Robin. That was a year and a half between 2 of the issues, and now God knows where that's been going. I haven't seen an issue in a year.
It's on hiatus.
It's on hiatus. Okay.
And then the Hulk versus Wolverine, the Ultimate version.
The one we just mentioned.
Yeah. There it goes again, folks. My brain is slipping.
Time. Bristen's 5 seconds back, so don't worry. It's not lagging. Your computer's not lagging. But yeah, stuff like that. But what I commonly see with the solution is they use a lot of fill-in artists, and when you get a fill-in artist, you get it's 50-50 how you get, if it fits, if it doesn't fit. The most recent one was with Final Crisis that I remember, and it kind of worked for me. They got a lot of high-end artists, and they were pretty cool. Doug Mank, J.J. Jones was the original, and Carlos Pachero came in. But when I see it not work is with stuff like Infinite Crisis, where they had Ivan Reis early on in his career. And so, that's one of the remedies I usually see with that. My biggest pet peeve is when artists draw costumes for characters as if they're body paint. I see a lot of that as an incentive to do, I guess, masculinity, and sexiness in characters, mostly with female characters. But it seems lazy to me. I mean, I've seen a lot of Stephen Epting, Mike Mignola, even Sepulveda. You see the layers of the costume. You see they're wearing a suit. They have muscle. It's protruding, but you got that reality that it's a costume, not body paint.
Literally, it's skin tight.
You see every line in
everything about the body. I mean, it took a while for Cursor to describe it to me, and then I finally saw what he meant by showing me a jail.
Yeah, Ed Benes is his name.
Ed Benes, yeah.
Ed Benes is one idea. I mean, he's a great artist. Don't get me wrong, but that is always a distraction for me, and I see a lot of artists do it, and it just takes me a little bit out of it. I don't know.
It never really bugged me much, but when you brought up the whole clothing, when regular people are wearing regular clothes, in comics, I'm yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. Why isn't skin
where do
tight,
they shop at? I wonder. Do they have a certain a guy that makes their clothing, or a certain shop or something that's just I want to wear my muscles today, just body paint me up and down. No, I don't want a tan. Give me my super
spray, clothes and spray can.
Today I'm wearing my variant costume. But yeah, that's my pet peeve. We'd love to hear some of your guys' pet peeves if you could contact us on our email or on our Facebook. One last thing before we go, we want to talk about Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. Came out this week. It was, I don't know, underrated. Not many people got to see it. We wanted to share some of our thoughts. Start down the line with Ken.
I was a big fan of the comic series. Read it several times over. Oh, obviously wearing the shirt. Big fan of the series, and excited to hear about it. Except for Michael Cera. After the fact, I still say I'm not a huge fan of him, and as much as I love the movie, absolutely you should see it 5 out of 5. I still don't like Michael Cera. I think if you should see the movie definitely, and then go read the comic, without a doubt, because there's so much they have to leave out because it is 6 graphic novels as opposed to just one book to try and translate. There's a lot left out, plus a lot of the characterizations are done so much better in the book, and that's credit to Brian O'Malley. I mean, with Edgar Wright, you have to only be able to fit so much in there, but I think that Brian O'Malley had such a vision for it beforehand, and there's almost at times there's almost a little more reality to the way some of the characters develop in the book than versus the movie.
Yeah, the movie kind of said this is how we want to theme the movie. It felt literally like Briston put it, an arcade. You go and you have a cinematic sequence, and then you okay, my turn to play now, and I'll play as Scott or as whatever, and they'll have a fight. And it had that nice video game comic book vibe that a lot of comic book adaptations and video game adaptations try to have. They're I want to make a comic book movie or a video game movie. And it is a comic book movie first and foremost, but it has so many references in the book that
it's a feeling too. The way
it's a comic based on gamers. Yeah. So it all translates 3 times over. When you do the movie, it's based on all of them.
Yeah, and one of my favorite things about the movie was like it's the small things. Is they have the sound effects going while they're hitting someone or they're playing music. You see the sound effects like a comic book, like kapow, blam, done.
Mario coin, the
Final
Sonic
Fantasy,
Ring,
Link's
Legends of
Awakening.
Zelda. I mean, that was awesome.
And it doesn't let up from the get-go. Like I watched it 2 times now, and I cannot find a moment where it just like it's calm or it's not exciting. It's just goes 2 hours straight and just, everything is great. Like, oh, this moment was great, and this moment was great. Oh, and this moment was hilarious. There's some cool cameos in there in the Vegan Police. I gotta say, I love those guys.
Yeah.
Each of the X's was. It's hard for me to pick one of my favorite fights in the movie. Todd was one of my favorite, and the music. I gotta really make a comment about the music. The music was, the book is all about a band and band battles, and the movie really did it well. A good translation of that, that feeling, that vibe, of that these guys are like battling with the bands, and it's got that vibrant, that dynamic, that energy. So
I mean, I'll sound like a naked man, and I love this movie to death, but like
naked Briston right here.
No, but the movie was like, as Curtis said, I said it was like an arcade, but what I meant by that it was a cardboard cutout of characters and story. And you just have all this action, so you just jump into the game and you start playing, and you don't have time for story or any of that. You just go straight.
There is story, but it's not like it's
not like so flushed out like in the
Ken
comics. And I can't remember if I said this in our Facebook or whatnot, but I said that the movie and the book like complement each other like none other. The book was more of like about the character development and the characters themselves that you love so much, and then the movie was more about the action that the comics couldn't really display. And I just love how the movie just drew that out, and like
Edgar Wright did a fantastic job on this. I think
he does.
Wonderful.
You've seen his cut. You've seen the way he cuts films from the beginning with Shaun of the Dead into Hot Fuzz, and this one just like it feels perfect. Like he's just growing as he goes along.
And Spaced, his earlier stuff was Spaced.
Yeah, his stuff is really good too, and it just you can see him growing as an artist and how he's going to keep changing. Although like it's almost like with this next one, you almost have to bring it back because this one is so just like. I mean, not to hit it, but it's almost like it's so ADD field where you're just like, let's go more stuff.
Yeah,
you have to bring it back.
It's hard to market too. It's like when someone sees a commercial. That's one of my thing is it's a word of mouth film. When you see a commercial, you don't know what it's about really. So we're trying to. It's Scott. He meets this girl. Boy meets girl. Boy has to fight. Set her 7 evil exes in order to date girl.
Baggage.
Not that many.
7 better than 11. So.
I don't know, 7 with those kind of powers and stuff like that. I'd be worried too.
So, without a doubt, I agree, right? We all highly recommend this movie.
Yeah,
I loved it.
5 out of 5, guys. If anything, go see it. You're gonna do yourself a favor. Don't be negative Nancy about it.
I'll put it this way: it's not a wait to rent it video. This is when you want to go see in the theaters because you want to support the film. Plus, you want to see it in that bigger environment.
Yeah, it's a nice cinematic experience.
It really does prove more with the cinematics. You get the awesome stereo and the visuals. Like, you don't get what you get at home, a huge screen seeing like all these special effects and whatnot.
Or your iPod 4.
Yeah. Really, really quickly, I just want to bring that out too. Like,
that's good.
What Edgar Wright did with the editing was fantastic. This is something we've never seen in film before. So you're doing yourselves a favor by seeing something that's never really been portrayed in film before.
It was a lot
This is something really important to point out.
So with that, we'd love to end the show today. Please let us know what you think of our thoughts, or if you have your own thoughts, your own pet peeves. Share it on our Facebook page, and our new website is up. So if you guys want to have any discussions or anything, it's up there.
Check it out.
Check out Comic Tunes and Toys on our Facebook page.
Check them out.
Until next time, see you guys.
Laters.
I'm always like face on. Let me just go like this.
It's like the Blue Man Group, and I'm the odd one out.
I didn't get PVC pipes now.
The red ones work.
All right.
Actually,
is it close enough? Yeah, it is.
Well, we still gotta project, so.
I mean, size-wise, it looks really small. So.
No, it's nice. I think I aimed it a little too high.
Take your shoes off. I'm wearing sandals.
Well, it's actually more like there's actually room to cut off on our arm. Like there's actually books behind him.
Scoot over a wee bit.
Me?
No. You got it.
All right.
Hi, I'm Briston.
Hi, I'm Krosh.
Hi, I'm Ken, and we're with the Comic Book Court. Damn it, we're not with it. We are the Comic Book. Sorry.
Game face. Line face.
Okay.